Good morning, Dr. Jumadi. Today we are going to present about the organic compound in instant noodle, and the brands of the instant noodle that we choose is Maggi Yum. The first organic compound that I'm going to present is glucose. Glucose actually is the most important 6 carbon sugar, which is the most simple sugar unit monosaccharide of the carbohydrate. It is also known as aldol sugar since it has an aldehyde group on the first carbon of the chain. So glucose actually is the principal energy source for the cell throughout the body, including the brain. It is also used as sweetener, flavor enhancer, antioxidant function, as well as preservative. So for sources, glucose normally found in honey, followed by the dry fruits such as raisin and dates, as well as all carbohydrate-rich foods. Glucose actually will appear as white and crystallized solid. Its molecular weight is 180.16 gram per mole, and its melting point is about 50 degrees Celsius, and it's soluble in water and slightly soluble in ethanol. Next, there are 2 glucose forms, which are L series and D series of the aldol sugar. For chemical properties, actually glucose will undergo oxidation, in which the aldehyde group of the glucose will be oxidized to carboxyl group, which form the glucanic acid. So next, glucose will also undergo the Maillard reaction, in which the carbonyl group of the glucose will react with the amino group of the protein, and this will give the brown color aroma as well as flavor in the foods. So not only that, glucose will also undergo the caramelization, which will have slightly different from the Maillard reaction, as it doesn't involve the amino group, but it only caused by the decomposition of the sugar. In instant noodle applications, it can act as the flavor enhancer by undergoing the Maillard reactions, so it can help to enhance the flavor, aroma, as well as the smashing taste. Next, glucose can also help to develop the color of the seasoning mix, such as golden or slightly brownish, by undergoing the caramelization reactions. So next, glucose actually can combine to form the starch. Therefore, this condition is important in determining the texture of the noodle. Last but not least, glucose can produce the antioxidant effect by decreasing the availability of the water and hence help to reduce the rancidity. So the normal fasting blood glucose level are typically between 70 until 100 milligrams per deciliters, and a low glucose level, which are hypoglycemia conditions, may cause symptoms such as dizziness as well as sweating. So for high levels, which are hyperglycemia conditions, it might increase the diabetes risk.
In the production of the instant noodles, one of the ingredients used is acetic acid. Acetic acid, also known as ethanoic acid. The preferred IUPAC name is acetic acid, and the systematic name is ethanoic acid. The molecules of the acetic acid is linked by the hydrogen bond in infinite change. The forces between the chains are intermolecular forces, include van der Waals force attractions. Next is the sources of the acetic acid. The acetic acid is naturally produced by bacteria like Acetobacter and Clostridium acetobutyricum. These bacteria can be found in soil, water, and food. 75% of acetic acid is synthesized via methanol carbonylation in industrial production. This acetic acid also produced by bacteria fermentation. Next is the chemical and physical properties of acetic acid. For the chemical properties of acetic acid, it has acidic nature. It ionizes to form acetate and hydrogen ion, or also known as proton. Acetic acid is a weak monoprotic acid. In aqueous solution, the pKa value of acetic acid is only 4.76. The conjugate base of the acetic acid is acetate. For the physical properties of acetic acid, the appearance of acetic acid is clear, colorless liquid, and pungent vinegar odor. The melting point of acetic acid is 16.73 Celsius. The boiling point of acetic acid is 118 Celsius, and the vapor pressure of acetic acid is 1.5 kilopascal. Acetic acid is highly soluble in water, ether, ethanol, and chloroform. Food application in instant noodles. Acetic acid acts as acidolant. It maintains and adjusts pH for taste, texture, and microbial stability. It also acts as flavoring agent. It adds a tangy or sour taste to enhance palatability. Acetic acid also acts as preservative. Antimicrobial properties inhibit bacteria, yeast, and mold. This can extending the shelf life of the instant noodles. It also acts as flavor enhancer. It boosts existing flavors to improve sensory appeal. Regulations and guidelines. For the food grade standards, the usage of acetic acid must comply with food chemicals context specification. For the approval of Food and Drug Administration, acetic acid is authorized for multiple roles, for example, curing agent, pH control, and flavoring. The European Union EU Food Industry Regulation authorized acetic acid as additive E260 under Regulation EC. The usage limitation of acetic acid is allowed in food category at quantum statis.
Good morning, Dr. Jumadi. I'm Grace, and I'm going to present monosodium glutamate, MSG. MSG is sodium salt of glutamic acid, which is used as flavor enhancer to enhance umami taste in food. The chemical name of MSG is sodium 2-aminopentene-ioate, and its skeletal structure is shown below. MSG is made from sodium and L-glutamic acid. It is produced through fermentations of plant-based ingredients such as sugarcane and corn. For chemical and physical properties, MSG is in odorless white powder form, and its molecular mass is 169.11 gram per mole, and its chemical formula is C5H8NO4Na, and has 2 carboxyl group and amino group as its major functional group. It is mild acidic. MSG is highly soluble in water to form sodium ion and glutamate ion, which give flavor-enhancing properties. And the amino group enhances the hydrophilicity of MSG. For food applications, MSG acts as a flavor enhancer and maintains taste while reducing sodium intake. MSG improves aroma and stabilizes the flavor of instant noodles. The regulations of ingredient usage. The acceptable daily intake for MSG is 30 mg per kg. 0.1 to 0.8% of MSG give optimum enhancement of food natural flavor. Adding more MSG over the effective amount will affect the flavor of food. Thank you.
A very good morning to Dr. and all my friends. My name is Tan Yingyi, number metric BN241100062. Would like to present the topic tapioca starch. The tapioca starch, also known as cassava starch, it is a starch which is a polysaccharide made up of glucose monomer joined by glycosidic linkage. It contains only about 17% of the amylose and 82% of the amylopectin. The functional group of a tapioca starch is hydroxyl group, also known as OH group. It acts as thickening agent that gives soups stale and sauce a silk texture. It is naturally vegan since it is derived from the cassava root and it does not involve any processing of animal product. At the right side, you can see about the structure of the amylose and amylopectin. Next, we move on to the source of a tapioca starch. Basically, tapioca starch is extracted from the root of the cassava plant, which is a tuberous root vegetable found from the South America. And it can extracting the liquid starch from ground cassava and drying it into a starchy powder. Next, we move on to the chemical and physical property. The chemical formula of a tapioca starch is C6H10O5 in bracket of N, and the N depends on the number of the carbon of the glucose. Tapioca starch has the low gelatinization temperature range of 63 degrees Celsius until 84 degrees Celsius. It is odorless, tasteless, and soluble white powder, and it is gluten-free, as cassava root does not contain any gluten protein, and it is grain-free, since it's derived from the cassava root but not derived from the grains. Next, we move on to the food application. The tapioca starch acts as the thickener and stabilizer, and as well as it also can improve the mouthfeel of an instant noodle. Besides, it can extend the shelf life of an instant noodle and enhance the flavor and the aroma of the instant noodle. Lastly, we move on to the regulation and guideline of usage. According to the Food Chemical Codex (FCC), it limits the food starch to 1 mg per kilogram or 1 ppm or less than 1 ppm. Next, according to the Food Regulation 1985, Regulation 55, especially for tapioca starch, state that tapioca starch shall be the product derived from the clean and sound tapioca and shall not yield more than 1.5% of each and does not contain any added substance. That's all for me. Thank you.
My part is malic acid. First is about the introduction of malic acid. The chemical name of malic acid is 2-hydroxy-dicarboxylic acid, while the common name is apple acid. Malic acid is widely used in food and beverage industry as flavor enhancer and preservative. The main function of malic acid in instant noodle product is act as acidity regulator. Next is the source of the malic acid. Malic acid can be found in apple with high concentration, but it also can be found in cherries, cranberries, and bloodroots. Next is physical properties of malic acid. Malic acid is a white odorless and crystalline solid. The molecular formula is C4H6O5. Malic acid has an asymmetric carbon, which is L-malic acid and D-malic acid. The chemical properties of the malic acid is malic acid is highly soluble in water and alcohol, such as methanol and ethanol, but insoluble in benzene. The boiling point is 150 Celsius, while the melting point is around 130 to 131 Celsius. Malic acid is acidic, as it is dicarboxylic acid, which contains 2 carboxyl group and 1 hydroxyl group. The food application of malic acid in instant noodle products. Malic acid acts as acidity regulator to control and maintain the pH value in the noodles. Besides that, malic acid acts as general purpose acidulant to provide a smooth sour that lingers in the mouth, helping to mask the aftertaste of low or non-caloric sweetener. Lastly, regulation of malic acid. Malic acid often present on the label of the food, but it is not non-toxic to human health. Based on Food and Drug Administration, malic acid has been affirmed as generally recognized as safe when used in foods. Depends on the level and the uses of various products, except in infant products.